Have you ever spent, I don't know, a whole week planning a huge marketing campaign? You create like 50 different pieces of content and then it just feels disconnected? Yeah, we're going to fix that today. We're going to dive into how a single, really well-structured prompt can become the central brain for your entire marketing campaign, generating a complete, totally coordinated strategy in just minutes, not weeks. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to get lost in the modern marketing maze to really understand the problem we're up against. Then I'll introduce you to the campaign generator, which is our AI-powered way out. We'll look at how to go from a totally vague to valuable prompt, and I'll break down the anatomy of a power prompt. These are the 4 key pillars that make it all click. And finally, I'm going to give you your campaign blueprint, so you can start building these yourself, like right away. All right, first up, the marketing maze. And honestly, this image, it's perfect. This is exactly what it feels like, right? Just this chaotic, confusing mess. But let's actually put some numbers to this challenge to see how deep the rabbit hole goes. 20 to 40 hours. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That's an entire work week for a lot of people just spent planning one single campaign. That's a massive investment of time and brain power before a single piece of content even gets created. And what is all that planning for? Well, it's trying to wrangle over 50 individual pieces of content. We're talking emails, social posts, ads, blog articles, you name it, all for just one campaign. The sheer volume is it's staggering. And here's the real kicker. This is the part that gets me. After all that time, all that effort, look at this. Almost 3/4 of marketers say they struggle to keep their message consistent. So the manual process isn't just slow, it's fundamentally broken. So that leads us right to the solution. If the old way is broken, how do we use AI to build something way, way better? Let's get super clear on what we mean by a marketing campaign generator. Now, this is not about asking an AI to, write me a tweet. No way. This is a specific technique. It's about using one highly structured, really smart prompt to create an entire campaign ecosystem. I'm talking everything from the big picture strategy all the way down to the nitty-gritty ad copy, all of it perfectly in sync. And this comparison just lays it all out, plain and simple. Over on the left, that's the old way. Asking for one-off things, a post here, an email there, it's basically tactical chaos. But on the right, that's the campaign generator. It's strategic. It's a whole system, with a brain in the middle making sure every single piece talks to every other piece. So the big question is, how do you get this amazing coordinated output? Well, it all comes down to the quality of your prompt. And the difference between a simple, lazy request and a well-engineered one is, well, it's night and day. Come on, admit it. We've all done this, right? Create a marketing campaign. It feels so direct. You're telling the AI what you want. But the problem is, a vague request like this leads to a predictably terrible and frankly completely useless result. And here's what you get back. A generic checklist that you should probably just throw right in the trash. Post on social media. Wow, thanks. Send emails. Genius. This isn't a campaign. It's a to-do list a 7th grader could have written. Absolutely zero strategic value. Now, let's compare that to a prompt that starts by telling the AI you are an expert strategist. And then you give it a clear 4-pillar structure to follow. See the difference? We're not just telling it what to do, we are teaching it how to think about the problem. And the result? Oh, it's like opening a treasure chest. Instead of that useless list, you get a full-blown strategy, a detailed week-by-week calendar, and content that's actually ready to use. It's a complete, actionable campaign the second it's generated. That is the power of structure. All right, so let's pop the hood and look at the engine. What's the secret code here? What are these 4 essential pillars that turn a simple request into a campaign-generating machine? So it really breaks down into 4 key parts. First, you give it the context, all the crucial details about your product, your audience, your goals. Second, you hand it a strategic framework to build on, something proven like the AIDEA model. Third, you have to define the channel coordination, telling it exactly how your emails, social, and ads all play together. And finally, you specify your output requirements. You have to demand the strategy, the calendar, and the actual content. Okay, time to make this real. Let's pull this all together into a practical blueprint that you can copy-paste and start using pretty much immediately.
And here it is. This is the basic template. It looks deceptively simple, but trust me, it is so incredibly powerful. You just start by setting the stage, telling the AI it's an expert, and then you fill in the blanks for our 4 pillars: context, structure, coordination, and output. This simple framework is your launchpad for pretty much any campaign you can dream up. As you start using this, just keep these 4 things in mind. First, you've got to be hyper-specific with your context. Put it under a microscope. Second, find the right key for the right lock. Match your strategic framework to what you're trying to do. Third, you have to explicitly tell the AI how your channels reinforce each other. Don't leave it to chance. And finally, my favorite pro tip, always, always demand that the AI perform a consistency check on its own work. Make it grade its own homework. So at the end of the day, this whole process really forces you to answer a critical question. By making this shift, you're moving from just creating a list of tasks to building a truly coordinated system. And when you do that, you're not just working faster, you're thinking and executing on a much, much higher level. The real power here isn't just in the AI's ability to write, it's in your ability to be a great director.